Margaret Tomboy tends to one of the 10 infants and toddlers left in her care by their parents here in Kasarani estate of Naivasha's flower farm area. 4 years back, she would have been busy harvesting flowers to meet the high demand for rose stems for export on Valentine's Day. She hasn't harvested a single stem since 2014, when the company she used to work for was placed under receivership after a fast decline in the company's fortune that left her turned into a nanny out of necessity.
Sasa ni kama ni hasara na hesabu. Sababu sijaona faida kwa hii kampuni tangu kampuni yase kugoma mara wapi, sijaona faida.
In those 4 years, she hasn't been paid her terminal dues, which she places at around 100,000 shillings for service of about 18 years. Dues that she, alongside others, are still waiting to collect. They just don't know who will be paying them.
Ama tuseme unasikia kampuni nyingine ilifungwa miaka 20 iliyopita, imeenda inafunguliwa, lakini hii yenye imefungwa tu kwa siku kadhaa, bado ijalala, haiwezi funguliwa. Hivyo tunahusuni kwa sababu tunajiuliza ni kwamba wamengoja kampuni ilale kabisa, ilale miaka 10, miaka 5 ndio wakuja waamushe kama iko flat.
The flower farm that once employed her, Karuturi, is a former and pale shadow of itself. Almost everything has fallen apart here, and what was once a multi-million shillings investment lies in ruins. From the tattered greenhouse roofing to the overgrown flowers jostling for space with the weeds to reach the sun rays, and in the process choking the rosebirds that somehow still resiliently emerge from these ruins. And just like that resilience, the over 3,000 families gather at one of the facilities of the flower farms, Old Trafford. Before it became their rendezvous point, it was an active sports center. Well, the effects of the closure of one of the biggest flower farms in this area is not just confined to the economic status of the people who dependent on it for their daily livelihoods. It spreads far beyond to include the various sports activities that were dependent on the benevolence of the owners of the flower farm. One of this is this sports ground here named Old Trafford, where sports teams like volleyball and football used to come here, practice and compete in various leagues, both at the local level and also at the national level. All that remains is a vast and expansive playfield with literally no activities taking place here. And people like Abu and friends, former employees of the company, honed their footballing skills, earning an extra coin and keeping fit and healthy.
Life imekuwa kind of imechange. Unajua wakati tukikuja tulikuwa na hopes kubwa.
Now they meet here to think about the future and find answers that aren't forthcoming. Answers that go beyond the money owed, but also have a far-reaching consequence on the environment. The people laid off from the flower farm have to feed their families somehow, and they turn to the lake for that. Fishing here is regulated with licenses issued selectively to preserve the industry. However, those laid off engage in illegal sport fishing. They simply can't afford the charges of getting the licenses.
Kwa njia ambayo wanaivuna ni tofauti na ule mtu ambaye anaitegemea kwamba hiyo ndio njia yake ya kupata riziki yake siku baada nyingine.
The placing under receivership of Kenya's biggest flower farm and a significant player in the global export market has not only denied the former employees a source of livelihood, it has also denied them social amenities that were once the envy of many here. This hospital, one of them, well equipped in both equipment, medicine as well as personnel. Now, years of neglect has turned it into a ghost town with glimpses of what it once was. The situation is replicated in the trading centers sustained by the flower farms. These are tough times for the families still living on the farm, hopeful for a change of fortune, but aware that even that may be wishful thinking.
The solution can be if whoever buys the farm comes, let him pay the workers who are demanding their debts here, so that one can go wherever he feels.
The company was founded as share agencies by a father and son duo, Gerrit and Peter Barnhoon, in 1986. It thrived until the duo relocated to Ethiopia, and the farm, now known as Karuturi, was taken over by another company, marking its decline into the abyss of strikes and court cases, leading to receivership and eventual liquidation orders last year. In its wake, it leaves behind broken hearts that have no love for the rose that once was, but are more aware of their company, Thorns. Brenda, Wanga, NTV.